These are cool berries. Great timing when all the cars are coming by. So this is a vine I've let grow, well, has started to grow, and I just have let it grow on the fence. I was wondering if the vine could get thick enough to be like beams to hold up the fence. Does that work? Does it work that way? I wonder. A natural fence with its basic fence frame, the man-made fence frame. Anyway, today we continue with Colossians. This is the Dog Walk Chronicles. We're in the Colossians chapter 1. I think we're at verse 8 and 8 to 15. And Paul tells the Colossians that he has been, and they continue to pray for them ever since they heard that the Colossians had found God, Jesus. And you know what else is, yeah. And here's something else. Everywhere I'm seeing these spider webs. Stop. I'm seeing leaves floating in the air. Just leaves. Oh man. I gotta get a photo of that. That's pretty cool. In the back window, leaves were just sitting there. I like it. I like to just leave it. I think it looks kind of cool. But yeah, the leaves they've just fallen and they're just sitting in the middle. No, dog, you just walked us into it. So anyway, and then in the gospel, we're in Luke, and Jesus has, what just happened? Besides, I just got tangled in the spider web. Jesus is being forced against the same crowd that wanted to keep him in Colossia yesterday, and he said, I have to go to other towns. That's why I'm here. And they forced themselves. They were all around him, and he went up to these two boats, to these guys, and said, take me out off the shore, and he began to teach the people. And they said, okay. They took him out, and he taught. And then he looks at Peter and says, take the boat out into deep water and throw your nets out. And Peter says, Lord, we've been out all night. We caught nothing, but if you say so, I'll go ahead and do it. So they take the boat out, and as you know, of course, the nets become full of fish. They have to get their compadres to come over, I guess, with the second boat and help them get the thing. And he goes, Peter says, Lord, depart from me. I'm a sinful man. And Jesus, who knows, because he already knows everything, and he knows that he has to tell him to get behind him, Satan. He knows Peter is Satan. You know what I mean. He's thinking like Satan at that moment. But at this moment, he says, Lord, depart from me. And Jesus says, I will make you fishers of men. So, in our first, we hear how Paul is looking at the fishers, the men that Peter and the apostles have fished, because this is just after them, after Jesus has died, some decades after, when Paul is talking to the Colossians. And so there is the fruit. There's the fruit of the apostles' work. The Colossians are one example. And then Jesus has already sort of foreseen that and said, I will make you fishers of men. So remember that we're all part of those men that Jesus has sent his apostles and then their successors and their successors to come for, which is us. So remember to always, as I've said, always be swimming towards Jesus, little fish. Don't swim away from God towards the devil. And that's all you need to know.